Horror Show is filmed in front of a dead studio audience. From a mobile phone, in fact. Creepy Joe's Horror Show strives to bring you classic horror reviews in the shittiest, laziest way possible. Don't expect to learn anything.
Mia! Mia!
Hello and welcome to Creepy Joe's Horror Show. Today I'm going to cover Evil Dead 2013. Man, I don't even... where to begin with this crazy motherfucker. Okay, this movie... I know it wasn't directed and written by Sam Raimi or Ivan Raimi or Ted Raimi or any of the Raimis, or it was produced by Bruce Campbell. So I mean, honestly, for being a ginormous Evil Dead fan, I have to say that this movie is brutal. I mean, it's probably not out of the Evil Dead, but just out of any movie in general. This is probably one of the most brutal films that I've seen in horror. I mean, there are more brutal films out there, but as far as being in your face, having some really sick, memorable parts, and just, it has creepy aspects, it has disgusting aspects, and it has just aspects that make you feel extremely uncomfortable and fucked up. Like, you know, when a father has to burn his daughter on a post in the basement, or...
Please stop! I will rip your soul out, Daddy.
I'll rip your soul out, you pathetic fuck! Fucker!
When you get raped by the woods. Shit like that in a movie tends to stick with you. You kind of don't forget that. And I mean, it was bad enough in the original Evil Dead when she got raped by the woods, but this one's a little more, it just kind of makes you feel slimier. Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, Evil Dead 2013, for being a movie in the 2000s, as you all know, I hate the 2000s genre. It sucks ass for the most part. I did cover Hereditary and I covered some 2000s movies, but for being 2013, this movie is solid. It is fucking solid. If there could be a more solid movie, name it, but this movie is solid. Has awesome actors and actresses. The plot is amazing. It gets all the aspects of the Evil Dead in there as far as what the fans want. Anything that happened in the original ones, they throw it in there. They might throw a twist on it, but it's in there. Okay, it might not be a chainsaw wielding Ash, but it is a chainsaw wielding somebody. So anyway, to get into this shit. I mean, I haven't even seen it in a while. Honestly, it's been about a year since I watched it. I probably should watch these movies before I give my opinion on them. Maybe the day of or the day before, but I don't. So, the gist of it, a group of college students go out to the cabin, and the one's a recovering heroin addict, and it's her and her brother's family cabin. They grew up there, supposedly. So, they all make a plan to kind of keep her there until, you know, she's going to withdraw from her heroin addiction. She's going to flush the rest of it down the toilet, and they're going to just kind of stay there until she gets through the withdrawal. She wants to kick her habit. So this isn't the first time she's done this. She's done it before, so they all make a pact to not allow her to leave, no matter how bad it gets. The one is like a med student, so she claims that she'll get the same amount of care there as she would at a hospital. And everyone's just kind of fed up with her relapsing and continuing on her junkie journey. So they things start happening right off the bat. They find the Necronomicon in the basement. He starts reading it like the dumbass he is. It happens in everyone, right? So after that happens, it's all downhill from there. And then she flushes the heroin and blah, blah, blah. And she starts having withdrawal symptoms, but really they're symptoms from the Necronomicon. And
shit, man. What the fuck happened here?
Let's not go crazy over this, okay? Bury those dead cats out back later.
Yeah. Smell will be gone in no time.
Yeah, okay.
Fuck, where is it?
it just pretty much all goes downhill from there. I don't really need to get into every aspect of it because, A, if you haven't seen this yet, like, go watch it, because watching it is going to be better than what I can describe it as. And B, it's just like one of the best movies ever created. I mean, it's right up there with, don't hate me, but the original, honestly. So go check it out for yourself. But my most memorable moments, of course, is when she sees her, when the sister runs away from the cabin and all that, and she wrecks the car into the lake and sees herself as, or a pond or lake. She sees herself as, she sees the demon, she faces her demon, and, and then it, whatever, it runs some slimy thing up into her vajayjay and rapes her. That's pretty fucked up, and it's definitely a memorable part. I mean, the girl splitting her tongue in half with a razor blade. I mean, well, it's the same girl. The sister splits her tongue in half with a razor blade. The nail gun massacre that goes on in there, that's pretty, I would hate to be in that position, being shot at with a nail gun. I'd have to say, when the brother's burying her alive, because obviously Evil Dead fans, you all know that you have to bury a dead, you have to dismember them and bury them. Well, he buries her alive. Well, he buries her. She's dead. He has to wait for her to properly die. Then he jump starts her with a battery. And when she's talking to him with her face wrapped up in the bag, that's probably one of the creepiest parts of any movie I've ever seen in my life. So that stuck with me. That's a good one.
I know Mother hates you now. And she waits for you in hell.
I mean, just brutal. When it starts raining blood at the end and she saws the demon in half. The whole entire movie is awesome. It's like this the whole way through.
Face on this motherfucker!
These aren't reviews, so I can't give it a proper review because I'm not going to go into every aspect of the character. And well, this scene was shot at 9 o'clock on Tuesday morning in the wee hours of the September months. I don't know all that shit. I just know that it was an awesome movie. Being a huge Evil Dead fan, it was fucking badass. And if you enjoy Evil Dead, the originals, then especially if you were just more of an Army of Darkness fan, it has a lot of those aspects in it as well. but this is not a comedy horror movie like the originals sort of were. I mean, the first one really wasn't. I don't know, everyone will get mad at me. I can't really put a label on those. But this is straight horror. There's no comedic aspect in this film whatsoever. This is a horror movie through and through. It's scary as shit. Your kids probably shouldn't see this. I mean, I'm trying to warm my kids up to it, but it's probably not going to happen for a while. But yeah, this is definitely on my top 5 of all time horror. So check it out. I rate this a solid 9 out of 10. I know that's a really strong, rating, but it is. I mean, it is what it is. It's a 9 out of 10 for sure. Anything you remember out of it that you want to throw in there?
Just lots of gruesome slaughtering, blood everywhere.
Basically it. I mean,
Scary.
for not being, I mean, it still scares her. One of the very few films that do. For not being a Sam Raimi film, and the excess of blood and gore and shit.
Chick coming out of the basement.
Yeah. It is what it is, guys. Check it out. Evil Dead 2013. Stay creepy.